Good morning.
Hello, hello.
Hey, we're
Good.
here to visit.
Great.
Oh boy.
Can I just get a
We're
zip code, please?
so excited.
05255.
255. All right, and just 2 tickets?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
And would you like a drawing pad and a scavenger hunt?
Love
Yes.
it. Love it.
So there you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
can I help you with anything else?
Well, I think we're on our way to the Impressionist
Yeah.
Gallery.
All right.
that-
That'll be past the museum store and down the hallway, and
Great.
then you'll see the artwork right there.
Great.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Thanks.
Whoa. Let's look at this one.
Look at that. The flowers.
Oh yeah. They look so pretty.
They do.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Thank
you.
I see you looking at this painting here.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great way to start when you come to an art museum, is to simply quietly and carefully look at an artwork. Spend time looking at the bottom, the top, the left, the right, to take in all of the details.
We were noticing the flowers. They're so beautiful. They're so beautifully painted.
I'm noticing the ribbon in this person's hair on the right.
Oh, I didn't see that before.
By the way, I'm Dana.
Hi, Dana. I'm Linda.
I'm Johnna.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. We're librarians from Bennington Free Library, and we've come to be inspired by the stories that the paintings tell. And this is a beautiful gallery to read the paintings and enjoy some quiet time. And we're hoping that children at home will come to the Clark with their families to read the paintings, to figure out what the stories are that the artists are trying to tell.
Yes, yes. And we have a lot of galleries here at the Clark. And a gallery is just another word for a room where art hangs in a museum. This is our Impressionist gallery.
What is that? What is Impressionist?
Impressionist describes the time period that the artists who made the work lived in. It's the late 1800s. And it also describes the way they painted. You notice a lot of bright colors and lively brush strokes. And the Impressionists really like to include a lot of colors and brush strokes, moving the paintbrush around quickly in their paintings.
So this was painted in the 1800s.
Oh, so when you have questions, something you can do is actually look at the wall text over here. The label can tell you a lot about an artwork.
Well, it certainly tells us who painted it, Pierre Auguste Renoir.
That's right.
A box at the theater, at the concert. So they're in a theater box. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, so this was probably maybe a day or a night out for these people. They went to the theater. So the title tells us a little bit about the artwork.
So this, is that music maybe?
It is
it a
music.
concert? Okay.
It is music.
Oh.
Yeah, so it could have been a musical concert. And sometimes the label will tell us a lot of details, and other times not so many. And as Linda mentioned, sometimes you can invent more of those stories on your own and imagine a little bit about what's happening in the scene. What do you imagine these two people might be saying to each other?
I wonder who gave them the flowers. I think they're talking about who gave this person flowers.
Ooh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Maybe somebody that's not here yet?
You can look closely and get about an arm's length away from the art, but you can't touch the art because it's old and fragile. And actually, the oils on our hands can damage the artwork.
Oh.
So we want it to stay here as long as possible and be as safe as possible for lots of people to see it for years to come.
So what do you think this is behind them?
To me, it looks like a curtain.
curtain.
And maybe they're in front of the curtain, getting ready for the curtain to open. It's not really clear.
That's right. Sometimes in a painting, we don't really know what's going on. And again, we can imagine what the story might be. Here's a fun fact for you, though. This dark maroon, dark red curtain used to have a face or another person painted underneath them. And Renoir, the artist, actually painted over that person in this dark maroon color. We know that because art historians and art conservators have used X-ray vision on this to look at the different layers of paint underneath.
So you can see somebody on an X-ray underneath here?
Yes. And actually, if you go on our website and you look at this image, there's some pictures online to show you what's hidden underneath this paint. But artists can change their mind, right? Sometimes maybe you have something where you start working on it and you change your mind and you edit it or paint over it or erase it, and that's okay.
And that's how we do art at home too.
That's true.
If you don't like something, you can either scribble it out or paint over it. So everybody who creates art knows what that's like. You start out with an idea and then it might not work the first time.
That's right.
So that's the fun part. That's the creative part of art.
I wonder how long it took him to paint this painting.
Artists need to practice and keep doing it over and over again. And actually, the next painting we're going to look at is an artist who painted the same scene over and over and over again because he was so interested in the way the light changed at this scene and captured it.
Oh.
Can we look at
Which
it
painting
now?
is that?
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
This is the painting I was just telling you about.
Wow.
This is a painting by an artist named Claude Monet.
It's so abstract.
It's got paint globs.
Yeah, you're right. Remember I mentioned that Impressionist artists really like to use a lot of texture and brush strokes and colors. We can see that here in Claude Monet's Rome Cathedral.
Oh, it's a cathedral. Okay.
Yeah, a cathedral is a big church.
Yeah.
And Claude Monet painted this cathedral over 30 times.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Wow.
Claude Monet really loved to think about the way the light changed throughout the day. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, so he's painted in the morning and it looks different than it does if you paint in the afternoon?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then the sun sets in the evening and it looks different again.
And I wonder if he used different colors, morning versus evening. What time of the day was this painted, I wonder?
Well, let's see if the label tells us anything about this question you have.
Facade in sunlight. So it had to be,
It doesn't say the specific time of day.
but it's
it has
definitely
to
not
be during the day.
It's got to be,
right.
and the sun has to be
'cause-
shining right
yeah.
on it. So probably.
But again, the label, you can read it and learn about the artist, the year it was made, the title, and some information.
We have his name down here and then something after it?
Good observation,
Yeah.
Johnna. Artists often sign their name on artwork. It's their signature, and it lets the viewer know that this is the artwork by them.
Oh, okay.
So next time you make a piece of art, make sure you sign it, put your name on it.
Yeah.
One special thing I want to point out is something we already talked a little bit about, which is this thick, interesting paint. And Linda used the word abstract, which means sometimes you can't really tell what's going on in the art. So if you look up close, it just sort of looks like thick chunks of paint
Yeah, it
and
does.
globs of color.
Yeah.
But when you step backwards,
It's a door.
Oh my goodness.
you can really see
Yeah.
the view of the cathedral now. It comes into focus.
Oh my goodness. You can see how tall it is and how it reaches up into the sky.
That can be a really fun thing to do at a museum, to look up close and then to look from further away.
So did he paint outside?
Yes.
Okay, interesting, but it's very different from the other painting we looked at.
Oh, good point. So artists like to paint a lot of different subjects. The subject is the thing the artist is painting. So sometimes it's people, sometimes it's nature, like plants or animals or a mountain, sometimes it's buildings, sometimes it's even fruit or vegetables.
That is fun.
Vegetable painting, that would be interesting.
We have one over there. We have some onions and some fruit too, a bowl of apples.
Okay.
You can see that here
yeah.
in the Impressionist
Oh,
gallery.
wow.
I think we have a book with apples in it.
Oh, Appalooski. Absolutely. Those apples look good enough to eat, actually.
They do.
What would you like the subject of your painting to be if you could make a painting?
Oh, I love the outdoors. It would have to be the woods that I live in. And this is, I think, the colors in winter are so beautiful. So I would make it the winter woods.
Ooh, we call that a landscape when you're looking at the outdoors like that. What about you, Johnna?
I think it would be water. I like pictures of water. So I think with maybe a boat or something.
That sounds beautiful. We have some pictures of water here in the Impressionist gallery too.
Very exciting. Since we're here in an art gallery, I thought it would be fun to read this book here. And this is called The Museum, just like we're in the Clark Museum. And the story was written by Susan Verdi, and the pictures were done by Peter Reynolds. Look at that. You have a, oh, it looks like she's dancing. Let's see. Oh, and I like the frame. It's just like on the pictures. Ah, look at that. There's a wave. Maybe whales? I'm not quite sure. That's funny. The museum. The museum is open. Let's see. When I see a work of art, something happens in my heart. Look at that. I cannot stifle my reaction. My body just goes into action. Look at that. She's jumping. This one makes me want to pose and stand upon my tippy toes. Look at that. Just like the dancer. Now I'm all twirly, whirly, twinkly, sparkly, super swirly. Look at the swirls. She's doing swirlies just like in the artwork. Look at that. She's standing on her head. Whew. Exhausted. I take a breath. I can't wait to see what's next. Oh, she's sitting down, kind of like I am here on this couch. I think I'll analyze the who's and what's and where's and why's. Look at that. She looks like the statue, doesn't she? I'm starting to feel so sad and blue, heavy, lonely through and through. Oh, it's a sad picture. I think I need something to eat. Those apples would be such a treat. Look at the apples. Maybe a coffee cup? Very nice. I'm skipping through a field of flowers. I could keep this up for hours. Fragrant, soft, and so delightful. Look at all these pretty flowers. We have red ones, some yellow ones, and some green grass. She looks very happy, doesn't she? Suddenly it's all so frightful. Oh, look at that. Her face is just like the painting. I make silly faces at a guy. He did it first. I do not lie. Oh, that is a silly face, isn't it? Look at the nose and an eye going this way. That's really interesting. I'm giddy from all these lines and squiggles. I collapse in fits of giggles. Look at that. Wait, what is this I see? I wonder what she's gonna see. Let's take a look. An empty canvas stares at me. Oh my, look at that. There's nothing on it. Where is the color? What does it mean? It's the strangest art I've ever seen. Is this a joke? I shut my eyes and something happens to my surprise. Oh, I wonder what happens when she shuts her eyes. I start to see things in my head, yellow, blue, then green and red. Circles, lines, all kinds of shapes, faces, flowers, and landscapes. Get that? We got faces, we have flowers, circles, and maybe a moon or a banana. I open my eyes and look once more at the canvas that I saw before. It's mine to fill the way I choose. A purple dot, a pair of shoes, zigzag lines, the deep blue sea, a portrait of my mom and me. Look at that, all the things you could put on a blank canvas. No longer blank, it's my creation. I am feeling such elation. Look at that. Those are happy colors, aren't they? Happy twirly colors. What a glorious time I've had. I've been scared, silly, mad, and glad. Look at that, scared, silly, mad, and glad. I'm energized from head to toe, even when it's time to go. Look at that, she's ready to leave. She's heading toward the exit. The museum's closed for the night, but I know that it's all right. Look at that, there's the moon outside. Its rhythm exists in all I see. The museum lives inside of me. Look at that. And there she goes. Isn't that a nice book?
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Dana. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you again, too. And I notice you're sketching.
I love coming to the Clark because not only can you look up close at all these beautiful paintings, but you can create your own drawings. And the Clark, when I walked in, this is what I got. I got my own sketch pad. And when kids come to the Clark, this is what they can expect. Their own sketch pad that they can keep, and these beautiful colored pencils. So these are my favorites. We have lots of these in the children's room, but I never thought of using them in a museum.
That's right. Here at the Clark, you can sketch in the galleries. You can use pencil or colored pencils. You can also take photos of the artwork as long as you don't use your flash. So there's a lot more to do than just looking at the art. We hope you'll talk about it, make your own art, capture photos to bring back for your memories.
Thank you. It's always so much fun to come here, and it's just filled with all kinds of different experiences. Hey, let's take a walk around the gallery. I want to start with this painting. It's one of my favorites. It's called Child with a Bird, and it's by Renoir, the same artist who painted the two people at the theater.
It's very different from that other painting, but it's also pretty. Look at the colors.
She's in a very different kind of dress.
And she has bangles on her wrists.
Kids love to dress up.
That is true.
And I bet I wonder if that was in her dress-up box, or if that was something that she just wore. And she's holding a bird. Wow.
It looks like the bird has just landed, maybe. Or maybe taking off. I'm not sure.
It could be her pet.
Oh, that's true. Should we look at some of the other artwork?
Hey, let's see what we can find.
Yes, we have boats.
You were saying that you liked water. You like
do.
paintings with water.
I know. Both of these have water and boats, but they're very different. It's nice. Ingenue.
Some more people. Boy, Renoir painted a lot of people.
He did. Oh, and flowers. What is this?
He must have loved flowers. There are flowers in this painting too. Boy, she is really concentrating.
She's sewing. Look at that. It says Marie Therese sewing. You have to concentrate to sew. She's sewing the garden.
There's those yummy apples.
Yeah.
Oh,
like in
they
a
look
book. They
good
do.
enough
They
to
do.
eat, don't they?
They do. Apples. Oh, and she's crocheting. Look at that. Making lace.
Oh, there's somebody reading. I wonder if she has a library book.
She might.
Boy, does she look comfy.
What do you think she's looking at?
I think she's thinking. I think
be.
she's wondering what's next.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
maybe she's thinking about school.
Could be. Look at this one.
Should we go up to the label and see what it says? The backgammon players. Oh boy, that's fun.
Looks like they're having fun. Maybe they had a picnic.
I bet they
something there?
did.
Yeah.
You're right.
Very nice. Oh,
She's taken a bath.
fixing her hair.
And she's taken a snooze. Oh my goodness, and so is that kitty cat.
I didn't see the kitty cat at first because the cat kind of blends with the skirt, with her skirt.
Hi, Johnna. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Dana.
This painting by Renoir, another Renoir.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, this person, we believe, was someone who would sell flowers during the day. So
Oh,
I think they're tired after working all day. Maybe that's the story. We talked a little bit about telling stories behind the artwork and using our imagination to think about what could be happening. You know, when children come to the Impressionist Gallery, they really love this painting because of the cat. And you're right, the cat almost blends in with this person's dress, right?
yeah.
We actually have lots of artworks that have animals and pets here at the Clark.
Nice.
That's what we would call a lap cat in our house. Oh, I bet children at home have lots of pictures that they've taken or they've drawn or they've painted of their pets too. I love this sculpture. Every time I come to the Clark, I come and visit my friend. I feel like the paintings and the sculptures that I see over and over every time become my friends. I look for them. I look for this ballerina by Degas because she's so beautiful and she's so young. And I bet children at home either take dance or they dance around the house like me. But I'd like to share it with my two friends who I came to the Clark with today, Dana and Johnna. What do you think of this sculpture?
Oh, I'm not surprised that you really love it. It is beautiful, and it's actually one of the favorites of our Clark visitors. Like you, many people really enjoyed coming to the museum to see Degas' Little Dancer here.
Do people pose like the little dancer? Can we do that?
Oh, you know, in addition to talking about the art, and sketching the art and taking photos. In a museum, you can do some movement too. It's actually a lot of fun to try and take on the pose of a sculpture. So let's try that. Let's see. The right leg is kind of in front, arms behind.
That's a nice
pretty
stretch,
fun.
too.
She has a hair ribbon.
That's right. Some of the parts of this sculpture are made of fabric, which was really unusual at the time it was made. And some people did not like that about this sculpture. They thought that was really strange. But a lot of people today really love it. It's really special.
I like her ballet shoes.
What do you think about her face? How does she look to you?
She looks a little tired, and dancing takes a lot of energy, and she has her eyes closed.
Yes.
And I bet she's taking a little breather. What do you think, John?
I think she might be listening to music, waiting for her time to dance.
Oh,
Because you have to do that sometimes in dance class.
That is a great idea.
What do you think, Dana?
Well, I know that this sculpture is based on a real person named Marie, and she would pose for an artist, Degas, while he worked on the sculpture for many hours, for a long time. So I think she might be feeling a little bit tired from standing there while the artist worked to sculpt her image.
Gee, I'm wondering what this sculpture is made out of. We know that it's made out of some fabric, but what about the shiny parts, Dana? What do you know?
That's a great question. This is another opportunity where you can look at the wall label and read to find out what the work's made of. Over there, we learn the artist and the year the art was made and the title and also the material. The shiny part is bronze, and that's a kind of metal.
So I know that the Clark has all kinds of things for visitors to see when they're here. Sculpture, painting we saw, drawing, photographs. Should we take a look around?
I think we should
What do
dance
you-
through some of the galleries.
Yeah, what do you think, Dana? You want to come
have
with us?
Fun. Enjoy the museum. And you know, when you come, sometimes we have special programs here. We have on some Saturdays a Start with Art program that's for families with young children about ages 3 to 6. So that can be a really special time to come back to the museum. We have other family programs and community days. You can learn all about this on our website. So when you come back, you don't just have to look at the art, you can engage in other ways too.
And we also have passes at the Bennington Free Library. So if you want to come to the museum, you can stop by the library first and get a pass.
And we hope you come into the children's room and look at the large selection of books we have about artists and making art and making all kinds of things with your hands.
Including a book on Degas and the ballet dancer. Shall we head to the other galleries?
Yeah,
let's go.
do it.